to reign. What does that mean? You are royalty. You were created to win. There's a definition that says to wear a crown.
From your beginning to your end, you were created to reign. It's time to own your royalty, 'cause you are the essence of win. Oh, that's something now. If I want it, I'm gon' get it. I make it rain, I make it rain. If I want it, I'm gon' get it. I make it rain, oh, I make it rain.
I was created to reign. Here's what happened. Now, when she shines, I don't have to fool with it. I don't have to worry about it. I can celebrate with her because I was created to reign. She was created to reign. We can rock together. We can rock our royalty together. I know who I am.
I can't do that one.
Hey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best theme song ever.
I love it.
It
I
is
love
awesome.
It. Welcome. Hey, we got company.
Yay.
Welcome. This is I'm sorry, I show you who I am. I'm Dawn Roseman, and this is my new podcast, Standing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
I am so excited to have another opportunity, another vehicle, another forum to vibe with my rain dancers. This is gonna be so fun. Y'all gonna wanna subscribe. You're gonna wanna stay tuned. You wanna get in on this. This is gonna be bananas. So this is my new podcast. Like I said, Standing in the Rain. This is chapter 1, the first one. This is a launch.
This is a launch.
I know I haven't introduced her yet. You was but this is a launch.
You want me to spell launch?
No, I don't want
okay,
you
you don't want
to
me to
spell
spell
it.
it yet. Launch.
So if you know me at all, ever been around me, vibed with me in any way, shape, or form, you know that I believe with every fiber of my being that you, that I, that we, that us, that we all were created to reign. Reign means to overcome, to dominate, to superabound, to ascend, to win, the essence of win, to sway, to have influence, to wear a crown. That's my favorite.
I love to sway. That's
know.
cold
That's
right
good
there.
too.
That's
Yeah.
cold right there. Cause see, I sway. I sway. I slay and sway.
I live to point you to your royalty. So let's go. Chapter 1. And so this is what I'm going to try to do with all of these episodes. I'm going to do my best. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do some funky things. We're going to be here. We're going to be on set. It may be different every time. You don't want to miss a single one. But what we're going to try to do is to rock with, to fool with, to unpack, to vibe around a central nugget, what I like to call a raindrop or the drop of the day. And today we're going to vibe around success deconstructed. I feel very strongly about it. And as a matter of fact, my rain, I don't like the word platform. Let me see. My rain takeover began.
Good.
Yeah, my rain
That's
takeover
good.
began with me hosting what I call rain classes. I do them now all over the country, but they began with me dealing with this concept of success deconstructed. And so I thought that would be fitting to launch.
Launch.
Now go ahead and spell it. I want you to spell
Okay,
it.
I think it's L. Now this is from the Ebonic
ahead.
dictionary. A lot of people probably don't have that at home, but
Yeah.
it's LAUUUUWRCH. I think launch.
Yeah, launch.
Almost
Yeah.
like lunch, but it's launch.
So we I forgot what I was talking about. I forgot
I
what
know.
I was even
I
telling
told
you.
you because a lot of people don't have that Ebonic
I know they
dictionary. It
don't
throw
have
you
it.
off.
But what I'm gonna do for this very first one, I thought it was just fitting to talk about that. We're gonna have some fun. If you've got questions, want things you want to talk about, things you want to vibe about with me, follow me on Instagram, hit me up on my website. All that stuff, how you find me and how I can vibe with you, will be available and attached to the podcast. So don't worry about that. I can't wait to add you to the Rain Dancer Nation.
That's cool. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. But she's been talking, but y'all don't know who she is. I mean, I'm not gonna always have a co-host, but today it just didn't seem right. We didn't jump off with this one, and especially given that I'm talking about success deconstructed, because the reason why I think Rain became rain. Let me at least say this. Rain didn't start out. I did not set out to build some sort of platform. I didn't set out to build some sort of program or to sell you T-shirts or to be a speaker or anything like that. I promise you, all I was trying to do was heal.
Yeah, that's good.
And this word reign, remember what I said? It means to overcome, to dominate, to superbound, to ascend, the win, the sway, the essence of win, to wear a crown. All of those, I got a hold of that word and it like lit up for me, man. It was like a light bulb went on, and I, for most of my life, I spent it thinking that I wasn't enough. And so that's why I wear, rain gear. That's coming too. Y'all don't even know how epic this is about to be. You thought you've seen something, you have no idea. But at any rate, I set out to heal. I did not think highly of me. I did not think of me the way I ought to. Reign is not a hype word. It's rightful positioning. Standing
That's
in
good.
The reign, standing in your rightful positioning. Our goal, my goal with all of these is to, like I said, to unlock your royalty such that you stand in your rightful positioning in every room that you enter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You need to know wherever you go, man, I'm royalty. You know who you're talking to. Do you understand? So at any rate, Success Deconstructed was the very first time that I ever started talking about this publicly in front of people. And I would never have done it, but for this queen right here.
Oh, man.
So I get to introduce the world. Many of y'all know her, but more need to. The world will soon. I get to introduce the world to my friend, my sister. Let me see. She's the worst employee I've ever seen. So we're not gonna really talk about that. But my sorority sister, J13, y'all saw it.
Y'all saw it?
Y'all saw
What?
it. That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
You saw
But
it.
You saw it all. And so, anyway, I get to introduce you to. She is my family,
Yes.
and more than anything, and relevant for what we're talking about today, I think she's my. She doesn't know this, but she's like my dream keeper.
Oh, wow.
You know. So when I tell her all these crazy things and these ideas, right? And I'm like, I want to do this thing, and what if I call it a rain class? She's like, cool. And I was like, and what if I say these things and then call them raindrops? She's like, let's do it. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna speak at this place and I need somebody to help me. She's like, I'm there, and she shuts down for me and all these things. So I needed to launch this with her. So I joined me in meeting and welcoming and welcoming to Standing in the Rain, welcoming to Standing in the Rain, my amazing friend, Toni Irby. Go ahead.
Oh, my goodness.
There's applause.
You know a whole bunch of breath.
I'm gonna give you I need those sounds. What's that sound? Womp, womp.
And a whole bunch of... Yeah, something like that.
That sound like...
I love it. The heartbeat sound.
Yeah. All that's going on. Toni, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Man.
I can't tell you how honored I am to be here, and then just how grateful I am to God to have allowed me to even see you shine so much. I mean, everything starts with the idea, and I feel the same way when you said about dream keeping. It's so fantastic because you do the same thing for me, and it's amazing when the person that has heard your dream honors it by regurgitating it to you. And then you're able to go back and pick it up from the table. Yeah, and some things we leave on the table. You know.
I said that the raindrop, the drop for the day is Success Deconstructed. But I want you to understand that throughout this, the people I roll with, the people I fool with, are amazing and accomplished. But beyond that, they're just the best humans. And so you're going to get a whole bunch of drops throughout the episode on our way and navigating through and talking about the central raindrop. And what you just said right there, I think, is a critical one. I mean, I think y'all need to make sure you know and identify your dream keepers in your life and make sure you keep them close. Good. You need them mugs in your life, right?
That's good.
Because I think this world is designed to make sure that they talk to you from the vantage point of their own limitations.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And they tell you what you can't do based upon what they couldn't do.
Where they see it.
Yeah, they can't see. Most people are limited by their sight. And so they look at you and be like, I've never seen anybody do that, so you can't do that.
Yeah. And that's why I think when you do tell your dreams, they not only have to be dream keepers, but vision keepers.
Yeah.
They really have to be seers.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So that's more than the sight in front of you, but the vision. They have to be seers. Yeah. To really help you.
You've got to get those people that are willing to just do that thing with you. And that thing is really to be determined. It's like, hey, I think that we ought to do a rain class on the moon, and I feel like we should do that with this. And she'd be like, hey, cool, I know somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
I know this person. If we go to the moon, your makeup needs to look,
like this.
Because the moon gonna mess it up.
A lot of particles there. Lots of light.
Gonna mess
Lots
it up.
of light.
But I, you know, so you know, when I said that you know, for all y'all that my, I guess if there's a launch of my REIGN platform and it started with Toni, let me just bring you into where we were. So how many years ago?
At least, would you say 2014 or 2000? Maybe
No,
2015.
no,
2015. 2015.
Yo, this is gonna be hard for me. I don't really call her Toni. I call her Leanne.
Yeah, you can
so I'm
say
gonna try.
Leanne.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah, thank you. If they start calling you Leanne, you don't like it. Just say like,
oh no,
hey,
I don't mind.
Don't do it.
That's my parents named me that.
Yeah,
That's
don't
fine.
do it. Yeah. So anyway, she asked me to speak to a group of girls for Ladies with Purpose.
Ladies with Purpose, yeah. Our debutante cotillion.
That's right. And I said yes, but I didn't really know what I was going to talk about, and I didn't really know what the opportunity was, and
you just knew we were showing up at your office.
I was busy, right? I was busy, and they were coming to my office at
6 p.m.
6 p.m. And I was like, shoot, I got like 20 girls or whatever coming to my office,
Yeah.
and so I wanted to feed them dinner, and then I didn't start preparing for it. So it started at 6. I started preparing probably like at
4:45. I'll give you 4:45.
Yeah, I started preparing like 4:45, and I called Leanne and I said, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think I want to call this, because I had gotten a hold of this word. I mean, one day we're going to unpack all the rest of that at other chapters, so y'all got to stick with me. But for right now, I mean, I'm just going to just vibe with me. So I had already gotten a hold of REIGN, and it had lit up in me, but I'd never really thought about it relative to anybody else.
That's good.
I just shared it with you and stuff, how I felt.
Yep.
I used to, you know, just to love. We'll get into that. But anyway,
But before you go,
ahead.
doesn't the candlestick always start with us? It has to.
Yeah.
I love it. You said that it lit up in you.
It lit up in me.
But you weren't sure how
Yeah.
God was going to use it for other people.
I wasn't even thinking
Yeah.
that it was for other people. I thought
Yeah.
because I was trying to heal. I was screwed.
But the thing is, with the light, once it's internalized, it's going to radiate.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
And what's funny
Yeah,
about
that's
it,
amazing.
the reason why, I mean, you know, so anyway, I told her, and I said, I don't know what I want to do. Let me back up about the title too. I'd been preparing. I put together a little PowerPoint. So 4:45, I'm like, I need to do something, put something on the board, because they're gonna come in here and just be staring at me. I don't know what to say. I think I'll talk about success deconstructed, because I don't know how many people know this, but I mean, I've been a practicing attorney for. I started in 96. I was a summer in 95, so a long time, 25 years, 20. I'm really
Very
people
accomplished.
don't know that I'm bad at math. I mean, very bad.
That's
I can't
okay.
make change. I can
That's
do
okay.
calculus though, but I can't make change. Just full disclosure. I don't
And,
want
and
to.
I can count 20s and hundreds. Now, I don't know what she can count, but I can count. I can count them.
Thank you. But anyway, so
FYI.
thank you. So I had been a lawyer for a long time. It's all I ever wanted to be. And so but when I sat down and tried to assess and think about what I wanted to talk to these young ladies about, that just came to mind for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, people always ask me, especially when I talk to students.
Yeah.
This is the first thing they ask me. Miss Roseman, how much you make?
That is the first thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you drive?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They you know, all that stuff. They ask me stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can tell you all that, but that's not really going to tell you anything.
Yeah, that's good.
About what this costs.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's rich.
It's not going to tell you
That's
anything.
rich right there.
That's another little
That's
a
rich right
micro
there.
drop.
Yeah, I would
guess.
say too, guys, a pencil if you want to take notes, because there's some nuggets getting dropped. A pencil is better than the longest memory. The shortest pencil is. So take some notes. I just wanted to throw that out.
Thank you.
That was rich. That was good.
Yeah, no. So I just started thinking about it,
The
because
cost.
they're
That's
students.
good.
They're students, and that's the thing. I was like, how do I get in their mindset? That's
Yeah,
what they tend
that's
to
good.
ask me. So I sat down, and you speaking of pencil, I sat down and I grabbed a pen and one of our legal pads, and I started jotting down the cost of my success, because everybody,
Wow.
when they look at that time, and even now, they'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, you're a lawyer. Oh, you're a partner, or you're at this firm. Oh, I think you make this, or you drive that, or you
Yeah.
live here. And so they assume certain things, right? And nobody ever talks about the rest of it. And so I want to talk to these young ladies about the true cost, the cost of whatever success looked like for them.
Yeah.
And so I took a pen out and I started writing down, before I called you, I took a pen and I started writing down all the costs, and I started counting things like, I had things like number of sleepless nights, and I added a number. I put things down like number of years for school, 7, whatever. Number of tears. I just had
Yeah.
a lot of the things I started listing on there. They had things like just can't count.
Yeah.
Just can't can't.
And even priceless.
Yeah. And I put things down like number of times people disrespected me.
Wow.
Can't count. Number of vacations I missed. That stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff. I just start adding things like that.
Yeah.
And just talk. And I listed all those things out. And then I created this PowerPoint. And I called her, and I said, "Hey, what do you think if I call it a rain class?"
It sounds good.
Yeah, she said sounds good. I was like, no, seriously. He's like, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And so, and I was like, what if I have on this PowerPoint thing, when I give them a point I'm trying to make, I'm calling it a REIGNdrop. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Yeah. I was like, all right. And so that's what I did. And so I go in there and I start talking. And I think it was we ate dinner and whatever. It was about like an hour, maybe.
Maybe about 2 hours.
Maybe something like that. I just talked to him.
They really enjoyed you, and you were so tangible. And you let them come in your office, and they took the tour, and you took photos with them all. They just fell in love with you.
I remember,
like most people.
Well, I remember. Thank you. But I remember when I was coming up, and I didn't see very many people who looked like me. That's first, and so I knew it was really critical. I knew some of the young ladies wanted to be lawyers, and so I thought it would be important for them to see what it's like to be in these spaces.
A huge boardroom. They were crazy about the big table. Remember,
Yeah.
They hadn't been in a boardroom like that. They hadn't seen a building like that. And I think those are the things that I don't think enough people allow, especially children, adolescents, to come into that type of space.
And that, and then I also...
And be exposed to it.
I am motivated, and we'll talk about all these things in other chapters and maybe a little bit today too, but I am motivated intensely by the way in which I was handled as I was coming up or mishandled. And I struggled to find, even though I didn't see a lot of people look like me, but when I found people at times, I didn't find them to be very kind to me. Yeah. They kind of had arrived and moved on. And arrived, moved on, and forgotten.
There. That's it. That's
and
rich.
So when I'm saying things like, can I come and see your office? Or, you're a lawyer. What do lawyers do? And, nobody want to talk to somebody when you feel like you're burdening them, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted them to feel at home and to give them a different picture of what it means to be successful. Because to me, if one is considered to be successful, they are standing on the shoulders of everybody else that came before me, right? Yeah. So I wanted them to feel that. And so we talked for about 2 hours, you say? And then,
I would say about 2 hours with it, or maybe a little longer.
Yeah. And then we took pictures, all that stuff like that. So we went home. I didn't think anything else about it. And then we go home, and man, I started looking on my Facebook, and there's all these images. They had taken pictures of all the raindrops and all the stuff, and they're like blah blah blah
and
blah blah,
quoting what you were saying.
Man.
Yes.
They were like this raindrop, Miss Dawn, blah 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 blah, raindrop, this Dawn. I mean, I was like, what? Because I didn't know it resonated with anybody. Right?
It was amazing.
It also triggered the whole like, I feel like I need to trademark these things. And that's
right
the
away.
lawyer in me.
The lawyer.
That's another nugget in itself. Get yourself. We do a PSA. Get yourself a good lawyer. Okay, it's important. We're important. Yeah. So
Words are important.
So it was just really big. But I think about that.
Yeah.
Because over the years, you and I have. That's where we started. And so that's why I wanted to give you all that backdrop, because I want you to understand why I chose this being to be here, because her story is amazing. And we have talked a lot about, or we have spent a lot of time vibing around what success looks like behind the scenes.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
It ain't what everybody think about.
No.
Anywhere, but it's not as pretty as how we show up all the time. Yeah. Right?
You're right.
And so I want to make sure they hear from me, like, tell me this, and tell them this, like, because I can tell them what you do. I want you to tell them what you do. Okay. But I more importantly want you to tell them who you are. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, cool. Well, like my sister has said, my name's Toni Irby, and I am a hairstylist for profession, but I am also a wig designer, and I also have a clothing line. And most of all, it's called My Hair is Guys Graffiti. And so there's some great T-shirts that are out here to empower and inspire women. Yeah. But that is my main goal. And so who I am, I would say, is my personal mission statement, that the more that I am me, the more freedom I allow you to be you. So I feel like whenever people encounter me, it's never about how they feel about me when they leave, but it's all about how they feel about themselves when they leave me.
That's awesome. That's hot.
So I feel like if I had to explain myself in any type of way, it is a person that helps people on their journey to freedom.
That's
whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I feel.
That's
so yeah, I'm excited to be here.
I probably was my most authentic self when I was with y'all,
I agree
when I was with my
completely.
Sans. But otherwise, totally screwed. Didn't know who I was by then. Didn't have a clue. I had glimpses of it by dealing with y'all. If it wasn't, I mean, y'all like were a spark for me.
Got you.
But I had no idea. But you say, I believe you. Who I saw in college, you were, yeah.
Creative.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I was creative.
One time when she was real creative, we had like remember how you sing?
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
I don't want to talk about it. We had like these outfits we had to design for this, what was it, like a...
We were the first Black sorority to be in this event. There's a huge event that your sorority or fraternity can win a huge scholarship at IU.
Yeah.
And so we were the first Black sorority to join it. So we wrote this play. It was a musical,
It was
a
good.
cappella musical.
We sang together.
we
You
sang.
remember
We did.
that?
We sang. So we came up with our outfits, and the rest is history. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not, because
to say the least, we won.
So we won. We were amazing, and
Yeah.
we had to make our outfits, and I think were they glowy or were they just like?
It was Kentacloth. It was Kentacloth material that we had.
She
on
had
there.
like some type of cat
We had
suit,
on black.
some type of black cat suit or something, leggings or something like that. But she sewed hands,
It was a leotard, yeah.
hands all over, but her hands were like right here.
It was musical notes because I'm a creative. But when I put on the leotard, I go, it
We were
was
like-
a boom on my boobs. I said,
We're like,
too
so
late.
We're like this.
Too late.
We're like,
That probably helped us win.
we're like, where you
Come
going?
on now.
Where you going?
The play.
What you doing?
It was too late.
Did we change the script?
It was too late. That was so
anyway,
funny.
So yeah, but you were always that person.
Yeah.
So then you come home and we lost touch. So I come home,
Mm-hmm.
I come back to Fort Wayne and talk about it.
Oh, yeah, because I came home, you were in law school.
Yeah. Success Deconstructed. I didn't come home right away. So I got 3 more years. I'm over now in Illinois going to law school. And you are here. You're back in Fort Wayne.
Fort
So-
Wayne-dom,
Yeah.
as they say.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne-dom.
But so where did she go? Success, again, the drop
Yeah.
for today is Success Deconstructed. We're trying to help people understand what the journey to that freedom that you talk about and that you walk in now, and this person that exists here that's walking in her why and knows her purpose. There's stuff that comes with that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So you come home and where'd she go?
Well, she left the building. I don't know where she actually went. But I worked in corporate for 2.5 years, and it just wasn't a fit. You know, no matter how excellent my stats were and different things like that, it just wasn't a fit. And so I ended up having issues with a former boss that I had. And it was never anything about my work itself. It was always something about either my personality. Oh, you're a social butterfly. She moved my desk like 8 to 9 times, and I'm like, okay, how many times are you going to move me? Whoever you move me with, they're still going to talk to me as long as I'm doing my work. But whatever it was something that I just irritated her pretty much. And so with me being a much younger version, at that time, I was like, 25?
25 years
somewhere
old.
around
Yeah.
there, 25. By the time I left, probably was 26. And when I was leaving corporate, and I just knew it wasn't a fit for me to the point where I felt as if I had to assimilate and feel like I could never be me. So because I was such a creative, and like I said, I would show up to work on time. I was excellent on purpose, but for her, it was never enough. It was never enough. You're wrong with this. This is wrong, or that is wrong, or, whatever, just to nitpick. So I didn't know how to get out of that cage, but I knew my mind wanted more.
So let me dig a little deeper there. The danger of you knowing me and coming on. So for all of you who are gonna come on, my future guests, I know you. Or hopefully I know something about you. So
You want me to go deeper?
No, I don't want to go deeper. I just have a question. I just want a question for you. So the person you're talking about, it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter that. But I do care about this. They looked like you.
Yes,
Yeah.
which was very
Which I think is
hard
critical
for me.
because I think we tell
that was
ourselves.
very hard
I think we tell ourselves part of that intravenous Kool-Aid that we are fed tells us that it helps us define an enemy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets us all twisted. And I don't want to make. I'm not trying to say this person was your enemy, but I'm simply saying that then can mess you up even more because there's assumptions built in, right? Mm-hmm. She looks like me. Yeah. She's for me.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
That ain't always true.
No, it wasn't. And that was the hardest thing for me because when we were in college, we all had the ideology of each one, teach one, each one, reach one.
Reaching as we climb.
Oh my gosh.
That's on a card or something we did.
But we lived that.
Yeah, we did.
That was our mantra. We lived that. So that was nothing that we faked.
That's right.
And so when we left, that's how we felt. You know, like when I eat, you gonna eat.
That's right.
That's how we felt. So when I encountered this other black woman, you know, as my supervisor, and I just knew, okay, as long as I do everything that's right, I'm not asking her for any handouts. As long as I do everything that's right, there should be no reason that I don't, you know, get a chance to be in management. And I just did not understand why it was such an issue with our personalities. I did not understand it. And so it harmed me. Yeah. It harmed me severely. And I would go home and talk with my parents about it. And so they would empower me as best as they could. But of course they came from a different background. They weren't there. Yeah. They weren't there to feel it. And so I would pull up in the parking lot and I would, after 2.5 years, would cry every day in the parking lot.
Is that right? Yeah. Is that fair?
I was because I don't want to call myself a kid, but I was a kid compared to this lady. She was older than me, and I just did not understand it because I had never been treated that way. Yeah. Especially by someone that looked like me.
I think that, you know, what I get, and we can talk about this later too, but like, you know, one for me, your story, and I want to get into more of it, your story is one of the reasons why it's so important that you know your why.
Yeah.
Because people who are, how do I say this right, who are in either insecure or, you know, when you have insecure leaders or insecure whatever, they are unable to affirm you.
Yeah.
Because what they see your light as, for your light to shine, it by definition means that theirs must diminish.
It not only diminish, but it blinds them.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
That's what it blinds them.
Yeah.
It might not go little, but baby, they can't see.
They can't see.
She couldn't see me.
So we got to get it out.
Oh no.
So
exactly.
So you've got to know your why. Why, you know, why it's so critical for me. You've got to know your why. You've got to know your royalty, because when it comes, I can't tell you what I was trying to tell those young girls, and I think, you know, what we talk about all the time. When it comes, you know, I don't know how it's going to come, who it's going to come from. May look like you, may not. But when it comes, you've got to be able to look to hang on to something and say, wait. They're not talking about me. I understand. So it's so different to me. I always tell people, it's like if I sit here and say to you, like, if I sit here and be like, so, Sue, tell me about your life. You'd be like, Who's Sue? Who's Sue? Like, not Sue. You're like, I told you, my name ain't Sue. Stop calling me Sue. I don't answer to that.
Exactly.
And it's so funny because we would be so direct about that. But when someone says, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're too fat, you're too
social,
skinny, you're too social.
You're social butterfly. What?
When they say those things, we don't fight back like someone's calling us out our name.
No, I didn't know how to.
I know, neither did I.
And the thing is, like when you say even the why, and I have had the most amazing parents, but even then, my parents prior to college, they didn't know to talk about a why.
Yeah.
They didn't know, so I couldn't identify a why. I didn't even know what a why was. I just knew get a job.
Yeah. What are we? We generation X?
I think X.
We're X, so we're raised by baby boomers, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have the luxury
to form a why, or even find your purpose.
That's right.
None of that type of conversations ever. They weren't even relevant then.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe they were just spoken in different ways. But now how we actually pull that to the forefront, and we're even saying that to kids that are 15, like you were able to say, the 15s and 16 and 17-year-olds, we didn't get that. Yeah. So we had to find that years later.
Yep.
And really, I think success deconstructed for sure is all about identity. It just really is. That's the main thing. It's about identity.
And I want people to understand, I mean, why we're talking about this, is that whatever the success is, even when it's you're in your why, you're in your truth.
Yeah.
You are now. I am now. I mean, that there's still there's still stuff you got to navigate through this to keep to stay in positioning.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Right?
Renewal of the mind daily.
Yeah. So when you say, what does that mean? Because that sounds awfully churchy.
It is. That's biblical. It's biblical. See, I'm a church girl.
But I understand, but I'm just saying, somebody be like, renewal
of the mind.
Right, what does that
but
mean?
You know what? That means me showing up, just like what you said, to dominate, to feel that. And I think to understand every day to say, I'm worth this. So I'm worthy of it.
So what are some things that you do? Like to remind, like some tangible things that you do to keep yourself, to keep yourself on the level that's commensurate with your royalty.
Yeah, tangible things that I do on a daily basis. Number one is I always wake up with an attitude of gratitude. And I started that years ago, and I started with simple things because I'm a hairstylist. I would say, Lord, thank you for my hands.
You're not a hairstylist. Stop saying that.
What do you want me to say?
She's a hair czar.
Okay, I'm a hair czar. If she wants to say that, I'm like going to say, what do you want me to say?
No,
but, simple things like that. Lord, thank you for my hands. Thank you for my car. Things that I used to take for granted.
Is this new behavior, saying that? Like?
Oh, no. I've been saying
that.
Yeah, I've been saying it at least for the last 10, 15 years, I would say.
Okay.
Just as soon as I get in the car, because I've been doing hair about 20-something odd years.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time because I was still an adolescent in spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's not your age, it's your stage.
So for me, one of the things I do, we're going to go back and forth a little bit, but one of the things I do is I tell myself, almost daily, I'm enough. Because I never
reminding yourself about the work.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
right.
I wear it on my wrist. I mean, I'll keep. I need to hear me say it. And I also, another thing I do is I make myself. This is gonna sound weird, maybe to some people, but I make myself look in the mirror, and I'll say, "You're beautiful." Dawn.
Yep, I do that same thing.
Used to make me cry.
Wow.
I never thought I was beautiful. My husband used to be mad at me.
You are absolutely beautiful.
I appreciate that. I mean,
inside and out.
But I'm trying to tell you, I never thought it.
Yeah.
And so my husband used to get mad at me because he would take pictures, and I would grab his camera and I would start deleting them.
Oh wow!
Because I would look at him and it's like
because we can pinpoint something.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And so I want to make sure that because I want people to understand what they're going to get every time they tune in to Standing in the Rain, because we're going to do. I don't do anything that's not authentic, and so I want to understand. Like I almost postponed this indefinitely because I had surgery about. How long has it been? Like about a month and a half, 2 months ago.
At least.
And it's just not the surgery. I mean, it's a little bit of chips and,
Yeah, some chips and a little bit of cornbread.
Cornbread. A little bit of chips. Surgery, COVID, everything.
C19 weight.
C19. Yeah. So, but we came in here and we did a test of this, and, I got some of the footage and I was looking at it and I was like, oh. I look and my husband asked me, he's like, so what do you think? And I was like, yeah, it looks squishy. And my face looks this, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. And I just tore me apart.
I did the same thing.
Then I just got kind of in this place. And I'm a shout out to my girl, Savannah Robinson. Mm-hmm. I have the privilege of working with her, but more importantly, she's my friend. But here's what she said, because I got into a place and I wasn't going to do this. I was going to postpone. I'm like, we just wait. And what I was really saying, if anyone really asked me, is like, I'm going to wait till I get this all tight, snatch all this up, get some stuff together. Everybody go see it.
Yeah.
You go see it.
Yeah, you see
like,
it.
That girl do a podcast naked. They're like, yes. You
oh my gosh.
Like, what's this podcast about? What you say?
Standing in the rain. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, I wasn't gonna do it. And I was like, but I didn't even tell my husband. I was just, I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would look up things like maybe what kind of cleanse could I do, or what should I do, or all these things. And she texted me one day to check on me about my surgery. Because I haven't been able to work out. The reason that's why the surgery is relevant. So, because let me make sure this is why this is relevant, because just because you know your why, just because I can tell you that I know and you know, and you're going to have to believe me, you hang around with me long enough, you're going to believe me that you were created to, say it with me, overcome, dominate, superabound, win, the essence of win, to wear a crown, sway, influence. Yeah. Even if you believe that doesn't mean that you won't have to fight for that daily. What you talking about?
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So I almost canceled it. And I text her. She texted me, she's like, how's your knee? And I said, I'm good. It's fine. It's getting better. I'm very frustrated though because I'm just, I'm back to fluffy me again. I said those words. Man, when I tell you that chick checked me,
I love it. That's such a great sister. I love it.
She wrote me back and she was like, that our bodies, your body has produced 2 beautiful children and has gone through and brought you this far. You will not talk about your body like that. And she just went off on me kind of.
You're like, and, you ain't got to talk to me like that, Savannah.
Right. I thought we were cool.
You ain't got to talk to me like that in them tones.
In them tones. It was strong
via
tones.
email.
Very strong tones. And but it made me like, I
love it.
You will not.
Yeah.
You will not. And so I think it's critical. But that fight is real, right?
It is. It definitely is.
So talk to
no
me
matter what gender you are.
Because I don't want people to think like, oh my gosh, I want to be Toni. Because that's people say, I want to be Toni. I want to be Toni.
Like, oh
I want to
gosh,
be this person. We do it. Okay, y'all don't want to be us. That's cool. I want to be Beyonce. I want to be who you want. Who you want to be. I want to be pick somebody, right? Anybody. There's something behind there. Just a bit. Just while before we wrap all this up, just a bit of what does that look like? What's the daily look like?
I think the daily is like what I said, waking up, doing the attitude of gratitude and trying not to be distracted, just being thankful for even the small things and everything that God has given me, really, really appreciating it. Things I used to take for granted, just thinking, oh, that'll be there tomorrow. Yeah. That'll be there tomorrow. And I think even more so, I used to always, another thing with success being deconstructed, for me anyway, was that I always went on for the next. So I never celebrated the small wins for myself. I was so goal oriented that I would go to the next goal, the next goal, the next goal. And that it wasn't that I consciously thought that I didn't do a great job. I just never looked in the mirror and said, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, man.
I'm proud of you. I never said that for myself.
But you said it to yourself.
To myself.
I said it to
Other
you.
people might have said yes, but I never said it to myself. And I said, okay, did that one. On to the next. So I really, now what my day looks like is saying, tomorrow's not promised. I don't want to be in such a rush for my next that I miss my now. And I realized I kept devaluing the daily and the space I was in trying to get to the next.
So this past year has been so hard for everyone. I mean, and I have to say this. I mean, I would be remiss. I mean, my prayers go out to the people who are suffering from this horrific pandemic, and prayers go out to just our nation. Yes. We're in a crossroads.
Sure.
But I'm hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hopeful.
Definitely.
This is what this. I mean, I feel like I feel like I know light wins.
Yes.
Right. So we're gonna keep spreading it.
Amen.
But I just but COVID. Talk to us about COVID. I mean, because there's entrepreneurs out there, and we talk about success deconstructed. Because again, I want to be that. I want to get to there. Yeah. COVID was 2020.
Very difficult.
You've been in business for 20. How many years?
20-something.
20-something years. 20-something years.
I'm not good with numbers, them type of numbers, like you said. I can count now, but yeah, very difficult.
What did it do? What was the impact for you?
I always say now I can say that COVID was correction for me.
Wow.
Because again, I feel like God had me star in my own movie, and I was not ready to play the part. You know, I was not ready to play the part. So for self-reflection, I feel like he had me go back over when the noise stopped, when the world stopped, everything that I thought that I was okay with, he brought it back up to the forefront.
Wow.
That I thought I just kind of brushed over like, oh, I'm over that. I'm over that, or I'm good.
Things you've been holding,
things that I had
let go,
things that,
hurts, like
hurts, pains, things that I thought, you know, like, oh, that was just an incident then, I'm okay. But then when the noise stopped, that was so crucial for me that I had to pay attention to a lot of tears that I still had on the inside. So that's why I say COVID was correction for me personally. And even when it came down to, and I don't want to seem too churchy, but when it came down to even, you know, making sure that I had things saved and enough money when the world stops, instead of thinking about getting butts in seats. Yeah. You know, when you're an entrepreneur or whatever you're doing, that's what you're thinking about, sales and getting people into your business. And when you're mandated to be closed, that's a whole nother level. And then you're battling to see if you can get the pandemic money. Yeah. But I didn't. They denied me.
Wow.
So for me, God taught me to live with little. And so it reminded me of being able to appreciate, like I said now, the manner that he gave me every day. Because when he said, collect enough. Because on the 7th day, y'all ain't getting nothing.
Yeah.
See, I didn't collect enough. And that's just real talk. You know, I'm real transparent. Man. That's why we here, to bless somebody. Because I didn't collect enough. So that taught me to say, be appreciative of this day. This day. Not waiting for tomorrow, but this day. Because tomorrow's not promised. So when amazing people came from everywhere, like you giving me money every week, other clients that even though you couldn't be in my chair, to say, I'm thinking of you. I had my friends I went to college with, their parents, hey, sending me money in my Cash App. It was manna every day.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want people to know that when God showed me that, I was like, you love me that much?
Yeah.
So that's why I said it was such a correction for me to be like, get the lesson.
Yeah.
Get the lesson. Get the lesson. Live with gratitude. Don't forget this. I'm showing you just how much I love you.
You had gone deep underground for a minute.
I did. I was in a self-induced coma. But I told you,
about you, yeah.
I couldn't talk. I didn't know. I felt like God had put me in such a cocoon experience. But I knew every day I put a praise on it every single day. But that's just me in general. I always listen to praise and worship, but I didn't have words. So my tears were words that I couldn't speak. But I cried every day.
So I want to make sure, because again, we're talking about Success Deconstructed, because I want people to understand what you did during that time. So I couldn't.
I couldn't create.
She's my
best friend.
My people, right? I was like, "What are you doing?" So she couldn't create. She's not in the shop. But you worked for Instacart.
You want to bring that?
For a reason.
Because see, the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately.
That's the reason.
That's it.
That's the reason, because I think people think when I sat down and wrote down, when people say, "How much that car costs that you drive?" I said, "You really want to know?"
Yep.
7 years of school, countless tears, being misused, being scared. Yeah. All that. That's definitely what it costs. You want to know what this costs?
Definitely.
You can drive it if you want.
I promise. But just
you better
make sure you can write the check.
You can write the check, right?
Exactly.
So I just wanted people to understand, because what I loved about you during this process, although it was hard for me as your friend to watch you walk through it. It is. I mean, you helped me walk through things. Yeah. I used to go, so people know, I mean, I used to, practicing was always, I always say this, the practice of law is a Shark Tank. You just better make sure you're not a minnow.
Oh, because you're going to get ate up.
Yeah. And I used to be broken a lot.
Wow.
I was the only black female in my, just a number of places. Most people of color can tell that story. You're the only something somewhere, but it impacts you and it's real. And I used to come when the things would happen, and I would literally go and have appointments. I didn't even need my hair done. I would go sit in Leanne's shop and I would just cry. I would take my laptop because I didn't feel like it ever could take off. Yeah. And I would just cry, and she would sit over there and she would just let me sit there, and then you'd be like, "Do your hair? Are you okay?" And I would just sit there. And so I understand. I can imagine what that felt like for you to watch me. There were times she
very hard.
I don't know if it's domestic. It's lots of it. Just you were gonna fight a whole bunch of people a lot for me. I appreciate it.
Seriously.
I appreciate it. Thank you. But it was hard. I say it was hard to watch you walk through it. But I want people to understand your spirit and what it's gonna take.
Yeah.
Because you weren't ashamed. It wasn't beneath you to work at Instacart.
No. Oh, no.
Right?
It definitely was not beneath me. Once I jumped in because that's just how I feel. At the end of the day, I'm going to do what I have to do to take care of me and my family. And I'm one of those people that I don't meet you at your title. I meet you at your heart.
Yeah.
So that's just how I live my life. So anybody that couldn't roll with me, at the grocery cart level, you sure can't roll with me nowhere else. Right. You know what I mean? Because this is me. When I show up, I'm going to show up authentically as me.
They're going to be like, "Hey, Tone, you remember me?"
Yep, aisle 7, aisle 7, yeah. So I appreciate that experience. And even though I would drive a lot of times, and I would think, I look so crazy delivering groceries. How did I get here? How did I get here? And then I would show up at people's homes, and people would meet me out in the garage, because still social distancing, and say, "You blessed me and my wife. We are not able to get out." So it was still service for me. And so that's really what my life is about, service.
Thank you.
So
that's your why.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I have never met a time when you didn't give.
Amen.
And what I want people to understand, is that when you rock your why, when you rock your royalty, and I say this and I will never stop saying it. It's not about you, right? Because for them, when you delivered their groceries and they weren't able to go because they were elderly or sick or whatever, you were their superhero, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Delivering groceries.
With a smile. That's right.
Yeah. Because it does matter how you show up.
It does.
It matters how you show up.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
So what's your legacy?
My legacy is just
what's the legacy you're trying to cultivate?
The legacy that I'm trying to cultivate is that, this is what I believe legacy is, I should say, is every life that you've ever touched is actually your legacy. So I feel like every person that I've ever encountered, prayerfully that I've said something, I've given a smile, I've made them laugh, my eyes have looked wide enough where they wanted to shine, that I've given them something, some type of nugget to say, I remember Toni. And it's in a good way.
Yeah.
That they feel good because they were in my presence.
I love it.
So that's really my legacy, is that I share love, I lead with love. I never want to be thought of not doing that.
I love it. So you have a choice, because these good people out here don't know that you're perhaps one of the most amazing singers I've ever heard. So either you can do one or two things.
I'm like, what is this?
You can do one or two things. I mean, I don't care.
I didn't know what this was now.
So you
on the spot. Okay.
On the spot.
I can't believe this.
So you can sing whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Or you can rap, because she can rap. What she got one rap, but that's
one rap.
Yeah,
y'all.
but it's prophetic. You can
Hey,
do both. I'd let you do both, but what you want to do?
I mean, it's a family show. I might need to do.
You do what you need to do. That's called editing.
I don't have any bad cuss words. Okay, let's see.
You just tell me how I need to be as a backup. I mean, I just
your throat. I didn't know I was supposed to sing or rap, guys. I can't believe this.
What did I tell you?
I really can't believe.
What did I tell you about your?
This is
random.
This Stand in the Rain is just a pop up.
Stand in the Rain is random. It's
This is a pop up show.
It's madness. Yeah, it's like Laugh Olympics.
Shucks.
What you got?
Jeez.
What you want me to, I mean, come on.
I'm like, what is this?
You're a singer.
If I do something, what are you gonna do?
I don't look. I don't. You heard? I have theme music. It played. That's the song.
That was your song.
Yeah,
okay.
that's all I got. What you
all
got?
right. Well, I'll go ahead and do my famous rap. I don't have a problem with that. That I created when I was 13. Now y'all got one. Some of the timeline didn't change, but I'm gonna keep it the same. All right. My name is Toni, don't take no baloney. Believe what I say, cause I ain't no phony. I like Eckridge, not Oscar Mayer. And when I get 30, I plan to retire. Chilling on the riverbank every day, just resting in my lawn chair while I get paid. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Debut. I'm gonna kill you after this.
I love it.
Oh, shucks.
I love it.
This has been so much fun.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And so, hey, I don't ever want anybody. One of the things, if you know me too, what I'm about is making sure that I make room. So this is the launch. Launch.
It's a hard word to get out.
Yeah.
It's French, actually.
So I want to make sure, because I want y'all to subscribe. I mean, help me spread light. Help me put, it's a takeover, right?
Yeah.
You my rain dancers, right?
Yeah.
Help me spread it. So here's the deal. For the first, pick a number.
10.
Good number. The first 10 people who subscribe to Standing in the Rain, you will get a free My Hair is God's Graffiti
All right.
shirt on me.
All right, see, that's why I came, y'all. You just okay.
That'll teach you.
My name is Toni. Don't take no baloney. Y'all heard what I said? Wow, this is such a great pop up.
That'll teach you to just say 10.
To be little magic.
Yeah.
Dang, I should have said 25 next time. 25.
Teach you. Yeah, I'm really excited. You blessed me. I could That's why it's not even that. That's why I don't fool with you. That's why I am tied to you and committed to you.
Love you forever.
And love you and will fight for you. And all that. I mean, that's what's up. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank y'all. You have no idea. Like I said, we're going to unpack it all. We're going to have some fun. I want to hear from you. Stay tuned for so much more. If you're not following me, like I said, on Instagram, follow me. There's so many things coming out. It's at REIGN. And like I said, it'll all be on there. So you don't have to worry about it. But it'll all be there. Follow me because I'll direct you to where we're going to go so you can get stuff like REIGN gear and you can get new book coming out, Superheroes Anonymous. And you can follow me and come to REIGN classes. And you can catch
the workshops, wherever you have.
Everything. 1, 2, 3, REIGN is coming. All sorts of things. You have no idea what God is doing for you.
So, and can I say something?
What you want to say?
I just want to say, you guys, that Dawn is the most phenomenal woman that I know, and what you're gonna get is, I mean, this is just a little bit of who she is. Seriously, she has so many amazing talents, so you don't want to miss not one episode. Subscribe.
That's right.
I mean, seriously, follow her. Tell your mama, tell your grandma, tell your cousin, tell your nephew, tell your titi, whoever you got to tell to follow her. I mean, because like what she said, God has so much for you through her. So do not be afraid. She is so tangible, so transparent. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna miss it. I ain't gonna miss it.
I ain't gonna miss it either.
And I don't want y'all to miss it.
That'd be weird.
Well, no, you bet not miss it.
I bet not miss it.
Then me and Mark had to show up.
I love y'all. Till next time. Standing in the rain, you reign.
You reign, man.
What does that mean?
You were created to reign.